Hey, how's it going?
Hey Justin.
Hey Justin,
Hey.
how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Oh, I hate how my throat always gets so itchy every time I walk past this construction zone.
Isn't there another route that you should take?
Yeah, maybe.
Why did you have to take an alternative route?
Haven't you ever heard of particulate matter?
What's particulate matter?
Oh, hey guys.
Hey.
Just heard your conversation. Actually, what particulate matter is a bunch of solids and liquids, really small ones, that are suspended in the air. And this would include stuff like dust, smoke, soot, like any little things that can get into your lungs. It can be really irritating.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I just read an article on that. So apparently the short-term causes are irritation in the eyes, the throat, causes coughing and wheezing, and long-term is bronchitis, inflammatory lung diseases, and it can even lead to death.
Oh my god.
Is this what's causing all the particulate matter?
Yeah, that's one source of it.
Oh look over there. Even across the street. All this construction. Wow.
Wow, there's so much construction everywhere.
I know, even where I live on Southwest, there's so much construction on Ferring Street. I've seen it all over. I think that's what might be contributing to my cough.
There's so much particulate matter, I gotta get out of here,
I know.
guys.
I gotta hit the road.
No, construction isn't the only source of particulate matter. Cars such as the ones driving by on the road, they're a big problem. Their car exhaust causes all these fumes and all these toxic hazardous gases. This would include particulate matter.
Hey, look at this sign over here. It says warning, construction area. I mean, it's all fenced off now, but how do I know it's not reaching me?
No, you make a good point, Lauren. I mean, yeah, that construction stuff is really in there. Maybe we should tell somebody about it. But
We should probably try to find another alternate route so we can avoid all this stuff on our way to class.
oh yeah, absolutely, definitely an alternate route. I mean, sure, it's a little inconvenient, but what's inconvenience for the sake of your health? Your health is. So you might just be thinking that particulate matter is only affecting your respiratory system, but in fact, that's not true at all. If you take a look at this diagram here, it's also a big portion is being infected into your central nervous system as well. And so, metals and other toxic substances can actually exist within particulate matter, and then that can cause a loss of neurons and then ultimately lead to cognitive and behavioral effects. Also, if you look over here, it plays a role in your cardiovascular system as it causes an exposure. When you have exposure to particulate matter, you're going to have also an uptake of that in your bloodstream, and that can cause cardiovascular diseases.
So believe it or not, there's actually two types of particulate matter. So the first one is PM10, which has 10 micrometers, and the second one is 2.5, which has 2.5 micrometers. So 2.5 is actually a smaller particulate matter, which means it's going to penetrate the lungs deeply. So one of the sources of PM 2.5 is actually from the indoors. So that can come from things like smoking, cooking, fuel combustion for heating, human activities, and burning incenses. So you might have thought that the outdoors was the only dangerous cause of particulate matter, but unfortunately you're wrong. As this graph shows, the indoors can actually be pretty dangerous. So how do we avoid this? Open your windows.
So what did we learn today? We learned about the sources, the impacts on your health, and the ways to prevent particulate matter. So the sources of outdoor pollutants would include stuff like construction, transportation. This would include cars, buses, or any type of motor vehicle, and other sources of burning fuel, such as industries if you live next to one. Indoor sources would include cooking, smoking, or any other combustion activities. So health impacts of particulate matter on the short term would include stuff like coughing. This is what Lauren was going through. Pretty bad coughing. She also had itchy eyes and a runny nose. On the long term, on the more serious note, this could also include stuff as respiratory diseases, cardiovascular diseases, and neurological diseases. And if we want to prevent particulate matter from getting into your system as much as we can, we want to focus on the outdoor by taking alternative routes. And also, just in general, avoiding urban traffic. Anything that's burning is probably not good for you, so don't breathe it in. And the indoors, same idea. You want to just check in, make sure your windows are open if it's safe, and also maintain your ventilation systems.